Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And boy, wind went down today after a very windy weekend. A much better scenario as we kicked off our work week today with winds generally around the 5 to 15 mile an hour range. And this beautiful shot of the Wenatchee Valley looking down from our jump off ridge Sky-Fi tower camera. You can see Wenatchee Heights in the middle of your screen. That's where our cross camera is located. And just a few mid-level clouds out there today and lots of sunshine. But things will begin to change as we make our way through this work week. As we get into the middle of the week, that's right, we have thunderstorms in our forecast. Scattered showers along with it. About a 50% chance for us in the Wenatchee Valley Wednesday. Still a chance on Thursday. The bad news is we could see lightning with these thunderstorms. Also some large hail and some strong winds. So we're going to be very, very watchful of possible fire starts as we make our way through the middle and end of this week. We'll talk more in your weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. With windy, dry weather conditions, Douglas County firefighters scrambled to put out a small brush fire in East Wenatchee this morning. A Grant County canine assists in making another arrest. And Washington State's new voter-approved gun regulations go into effect July 1st, and we'll tell you what to expect. But first, we begin tonight. A home in Lakeview was destroyed and 2 dogs inside killed in a fire Sunday morning. The fire started about 8 a.m. in a carport at the home in the 1900 block of Franklin Street Northwest, and then quickly spread to the rental home. No people were injured, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. The road was closed off for a short time while Grant County Fire District 7 crews fought that fire. Well, a quick response and an assist from a construction crew helped Douglas County firefighters contain a brush fire in East Wenatchee to about a half acre this morning. Captain Mike Solswich of Douglas County Fire District 2 said the fire on Majestic Drive across the highway from Hydro Park was ignited by construction activity. That construction crew used a bulldozer to help contain the blaze until crews arrived. The fire burned mostly sagebrush and yard debris that had been dumped in the area, that according to Solswich. A domestic violence suspect near Quincy tried to hide from deputies in Shoulder High sagebrush Sunday, but couldn't escape canine Edo. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said 60-year-old Christopher A. Dreher needed to be treated at Quincy Valley Medical Center after his encounter with the dog. Edo searched for about 20 minutes near the 13,000 block of Road 12.7 Northwest before finding Dreher. Well, ready or not, here it comes. Washington State's new voter-approved gun regulations go into effect July 1st. Initiative 1639 adds background checks for buyers of semi-automatic weapons and includes new training and safe storage requirements and waiting periods for buying firearms. Wenatchee Police Department spokesperson Captain Edgar Reinfeld says enforcement of the new law will be a problem until all the details are fleshed out.
Us, it means we're going to be doing hundreds more checks every month to do the your basic background check, which is literally just a criminal history check to ensure there's no disqualifiers for purchase or possession of a firearm defined not only by I-1639 but with handguns that we've always done. So it redefines some definitions. It changes a little bit of what we're doing, but the big like enforcement issues or anything like that are really not, there shouldn't be much of a change at all.
Okay, but in terms of additional paperwork for you, I mean, it can become onerous.
It's difficult. It's a large volume of material. It's a large volume of checks. So we expect this huge uptick in the amount of work we'll be doing in that area. We're kind of looking ahead and wondering if we're going to need to hire another clerk, another record specialist to help do this sort of work. And we'll see as we go along. We just don't know yet. So as July 1st comes and goes, we'll start tracking again. We've already tracked and laid out how many minutes to the 10th of a minute it takes to process a handgun or a pistol license transfer or a concealed pistol license. And as we add on to this, we'll keep going. We've seen a huge surge in applications for concealed pistol licenses. Possession of a concealed pistol license or not doesn't really change anything for people looking to buy a firearm post July 1st.
So you're saying that I-1639 really doesn't have any impact on concealed weapons permits?
It may and it may not. The thing is, with the training part of it, It could be looked as you're already checked at some level, but we really don't expect it to make a huge difference in any of the processes after July 1st.
I think one of the major elements of this new law is the safe storage of weapons, primarily the assault-style weapon, or what they refer to as a semi-automatic. How do you enforce that?
It's a great question, and it's very difficult. So Washington State, with Article 1, Section 7 of the Washington State Constitution, basically says a person's right to privacy in their home or business shall not be infringed without due course of law. This is a law that says now, if you don't store it properly in your home and it's stolen and it's used and commit a crime, then you can be liable for a crime. I don't know how we ever validate storage.
Another provision of the new law requires law enforcement to do annual checks of gun owners to make sure they can legally possess the weapon.
And that is the backbreaker work-wise. There's no rules established for it. We have no idea where we're going with this. We really don't. We have to see where the rulemaking comes out of the legislature and see where we go from there, because I don't know how we conduct an annual refresher check on people if we don't even know if they live here or not. The workload would be gigantic to go track down every long gun owner in the city alone. I would guess a very large percentage already possesses such a thing.
There are several law enforcement officials in the state that have signaled they won't enforce the law until the courts rule on its constitutionality. Coming up next, a 34-year-old Forest Service veteran has been named as the new supervisor for the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. Wenatchee Governor Jay Inslee unveiled his latest climate change plan in Florida this morning ahead of this week's debate. And it was a whole lot of good fortune that came together for a very tiny quail near Ellensburg last week. We'll tell you about it. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In another news, a 34-year Forest Service veteran has been named as the new supervisor for the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. Kristen Bale will take over September 1st, leaving her job as an acting director for a program in Washington, D.C. Bale is a graduate of Washington State University and worked at several national forests throughout the country, including here in the Northwest. She said she's excited for the opportunity to return to the region and work with local communities. Bale replaces Mike Williams as forest supervisor. Williams, who retired in May, had held the post since 2015. Washington Governor Jay Inslee unveiled his latest climate change plan in Florida this morning as he prepares for what could be his only chance on the Democratic presidential debate stage. Inslee's so-called Freedom from Fossil Fuels proposal would end all federal subsidies to oil, gas, and coal companies and stop new fossil fuel leases on public lands while imposing a climate pollution fee. Inslee will participate in the first debate Wednesday in Miami with 9 other candidates, including Senators Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker, as well as Representative Beto O'Rourke. And on Thursday, frontrunner Joe Biden will appear with 9 more Democratic candidates, including Senator Bernie Sanders. Inslee, whose campaign has focused exclusively on climate change, will need a surge in the polls if he hopes to qualify for the next debate. Thus far, he has struggled to show 1% support. The debates this week will be broadcast on NBC. Well, it was a lot of good fortune that came together for a tiny quail near Ellensburg last week. First, a motorist found the chick in the middle of a road and decided to take it to the Ellensburg Police Department offices. Police there described it as, quote, itty-bitty fluff of cuteness, unquote. As fate would have it, there just happened to be a Fish and Wildlife officer at the office on an unrelated matter who estimated it to be about 4 or 5 days old. Baby quail are less than an ounce when they're born and are about the size of a bumblebee. Ellensburg police said the little chick was taken to a nature preserve where it's hoped it will be adopted by another quail family. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Artic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Artic is here for you. Artic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Artic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The Wenatchee Kennel Club is planning to open its brand new facility sometime in early July. Here with more on that story is NCWLIFE's Kyle Montgomery.
The Wenatchee Kennel Club plans to open its new facility located on 201st Street Southeast in East Wenatchee early in July. The club, which has over 150 members around the Wenatchee Valley, was forced into its new location after realizing space was becoming an issue with their old facility. Club director Chuck St. John says that space and size were one of the biggest factors behind the move.
We were renting another building here in East Wenatchee for about the past 13, 14 years. And the building was for sale. We could have purchased it, but it wasn't big enough. Parking was an issue. The building itself didn't allow us to expand. And so we spent actually the past 4 or 5 years looking at options for building or renting and renovating and whatnot, and finalized this particular property.
St. John says with the new facility, the club hopes to be able to have more space to hold more classes and activities for members and their dogs while getting new faces and paws in the door as well.
In the new facility, we'll be able to do 2 classes at once, have twice as many people involved, and because of the outdoor areas that we'll be developing here, then we can do things outdoors with people and their dogs and give them and their dogs a new training experience rather than the controlled environment of being inside all the time.
Since the early 1960s, the Kennel Club has set out to promote responsible pet ownership and to engage handlers and dogs in learning activities that benefit both and creates a stronger bond between the two.
So it's a twofold purpose. One, to have a place for our club members to practice to be more competitive, and the other one is to offer dog training classes to the general public so they can have a better behaved dog at home, and they might even get excited about trying one of the activities that we have here.
St. John says the club's goal is to support and become involved more in the community and help connect those with dogs to the other community members who may be able to teach prior experiences to them.
Membership's inexpensive. We don't make a lot of money off our membership dues. What we're after, we want people involved and active and supportive of the things that we're doing. So it's a good community for people to be involved in if they have a dog that can rub elbows with people that have shown or owned or competed with dogs for their entire life. And there's a lot to learn and a lot to share.
Those interested in learning more about the club or wish to sign up can visit www.WenatcheeKennelClub.com for more information. With NCWLIFE News, I'm Kyle Montgomery.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Before we get to those details, let's take a look outside our weather window. And what a gorgeous shot today as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our jump-off ridge Sky-Fi Tower camera. East Wenatchee here, Wenatchee over here. Here's Billings Heights with our cross camera that we use quite regularly here for our weather window. But just a few clouds out there today. Lots of sunshine. Excuse me, and a beautiful early summer day. Remember, the first day of summer was on Friday, and over the weekend, what about that wind? Yesterday, we had a wind gust of 50 miles an hour and even a sustained wind yesterday of 40 miles an hour. And it was humming out there yesterday. A much better scenario today. Temperature-wise, it was comfortable, wasn't it, out there? Even though we were a little bit below normal at 76 degrees, 80 is where we should be. I don't think too many complaints out there today at all. 54 was our low overnight, and 57 is normal, so pretty much in the ballpark there. Check out that record high, 104 degrees set back in 1992 on this date, 42 a record low, and that was in 1983. Sunrise this morning at 5:05, and the sun will set for us tonight at 9:02. Let's take a look now at that surface loop, and a lot to get to, not so much in the short term. Tonight, mostly clear skies. We're going to still see a pesky west wind, about 10 to 15 miles an hour, but keep an eye on this area of low pressure, which will continue to move inland. That's over the next 24 to 48 hours. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. We'll see light winds for our Tuesday. Tomorrow should really be a beautiful day with, I mentioned, just light winds, but notice showers beginning to develop in the Cascades and a lot of lightning icons. And that's what we will see as we move into midweek Wednesday. Mostly cloudy skies, a 50% chance for showers and maybe a thunderstorm. Remember, small hail is possible, strong winds and lightning with that as we move into Thursday. Still a chance for some thunderstorms out there. I think it will be more of a showery day on Thursday and not so much thunderstorms like we'll see on Wednesday, but we will have about a 40% chance of the wet stuff with mostly cloudy skies on Thursday. And then as we move into the end of our work week on Friday, still a few isolated showers are possible here in North Central Washington. I think most of that will stay in the western part of the state. Temperatures will begin to warm up just slightly too on Friday. And boy, by the time the weekend rolls around, our fair weather map is what we're going to use now because it's going to be a beautiful one. Mostly sunny on Saturday and warmer with temperatures into the lower 80s. Same goes for Sunday with clear skies. High pressure right here behind our Sunday word there, and that will supply us with lots of warmth and lots of sunshine as we move right into the upcoming weekend. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight, expect a low temperature of 52 degrees, so a little bit below where we should be for this time of year. 78 for our Tuesday with the low of 56. Should be a nice day tomorrow. And then thunderstorms, a definite possibility Wednesday afternoon, even into our evening hours on Wednesday with a high temperature of 76. A 40% chance of thunderstorms lingers into Thursday with a high of 74. We'll stay on the mild side for Friday at 75 up to 79 on our Saturday, and for Sunday couldn't end the weekend any better with mostly sunny skies and warmer temperatures with a high then of 83. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Mary Maids.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. Megan Rapinoe scored both U.S. goals on penalty kicks, and the women's national team advanced to the quarterfinals of the Women's World Cup today with a 2-1 win over Spain. Rapinoe's first PK goal came in the 7th minute. Spain quickly countered to tie it in the 9th minute on a goal by Jennifer Mosso. It was the first goal scored against the U.S. in the entire tournament. Game entered the second half tied at 1 until the 76th minute on a controversial call that put Rapinoe up again for a PK. She cashed in, and the U.S. will head to the quarterfinals to face France on Friday. The Wenatchee Apple Sox won their 6th in a row Sunday with a 14-6 win over the Highline Bears. Ryan Altenberger was a triple shy of the cycle for the Apple Sox as Wenatchee scored in double figures for the 3rd straight game. Altenberger and Cole McKenzie each had home runs for the Sox in their 17-hit attack. Joel Norman had the call on the Wenatchee Apple Sox radio network with a video courtesy of the Apple Sox Facebook stream.
Just partly to mostly cloudy. Payoff pitch, swung on, hit up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Brett Gillis drives in Quinn Ayers, and he is a home run away from a cycle, but granted, it would take the Apple Sox batting around a little bit just to get back to Gillis. The 2-2, once again, hit in the air to left center. That ball will drop. Rounding third and coming in to score is Colden. It's an RBI single for Tyler Detloff. Summer got the first 2 outs pretty quickly, a strikeout and a ground out. This might end it here. Tapper over to second. Altenberger flips to second base. Colden stops on the bag, and the Apple Sox win. The Wenatchee Apple Sox swept a brief 2-game non-league set against the Highline Bears with a 14-6 triumph on Sunday night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The big story of the game was lots of offense, not as many errors as the night before, but Ryan Altenberger and Brett Gillis were both 1 hit apiece away from finishing for the cycle. Altenberger only needed a triple, Gillis only needed a home run. Alas, neither was able to get it, but the Sox pick up the victory and they hit under the road for a 6-game road trip. 3 games at Victoria starting on Tuesday, followed by 3 games in Cowlitz. With your Apple Sox report, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you much, Joel. Jake Somm pitched an inning of relief for the win, walking 1 and striking out 2 as Wenatchee improved its non-league record to 3-0. As Joel mentioned, day off today, and they're in Victoria tomorrow to begin a 3-game set. Then they'll stay on the west side of the Cascades to take on Cowlitz in 3 games. Also in the West Coast League on Sundays would open up the Les Schwab scoreboard. Troy Viola hit a 3-run home run, and Jack Mactoff was 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs to lead Bellingham past Bend 12-4. Chase Wensiner's 2-run double highlighted a 3-run 9th inning as Victoria came from behind to beat Portland 7-5. Jason Willow also was 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs for the Harbor Cats as they prepare to host Wenatchee. Briley Knight was 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Jake Holcroft was 4 for 5 with 2 runs as Corvallis beat Yacobo Valley 10-7. Matthew Gretler was also 3 for 5 with a couple of ribbies as the Knights improved to 8-6. Pippins fell to 8-9. Matthew Lakeview Christian was 3 for 5 with a 2-run home run to lead Port Angeles to a 10-5 win at Walla Walla. Luke Price and Braden D. Benedictus each had 3 hits as Cowlitz topped Kelowna 8-6. The Black Bears scored 2 insurance runs in the 8th to improve to 5-13 on the season. Well, here's the latest standings of the West Coast League North Division. While the rest of the league played, the Apple Sox played 2 non-league games. Bellingham remains in first at 12-6 with Victoria a game back at 11-7. Yacobo Valley sits in third at 8-9, while the Sox are technically tied at third with 3.5 games back at 7-8. Port Angeles is 7-11 in fifth, while Kelowna remains on the bottom of the North Division standings at 5-10. Well, the Wenatchee Valley Skyhawks jumped out to a 38-12 halftime lead and cruised to a 52-20 win over Tri-Cities Saturday on the road. Wenatchee Valley improved to 5-6 with a win with 1 game left against the Fire. Tri-Cities dropped to 0-10 as the two teams wrap up the regular season. That'll be Friday night in the Town Toyota Center at 7 o'clock. Well, it was a breezy and chilly night, but a busy night of racing at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval on Saturday night. Tacoma's Mike Charles took the checkered flag and the Johnson Electric bumped to pass A-Main. In the first main event for the Jerry's Auto Supply Pro Late Models, Wenatchee's Jan Evans finished first. Quincy's Glenn Knutson took the second main for the Pro Late Models. The bump, or make that plumb perfect Roadrunners main event winner was East Wenatchee's RT Griner, and East Wenatchee's Seth Frazier took the checker flag in the Street Stocks main event. Next race for WVSO will be on July 6th. They'll have the Pro Late Models, Thunder Cars, Roadrunners, and Pro 4 trucks all scheduled to race on that weekend. J.P. Crawford went 4 for 4 with a home run and 4 RBIs as the Seattle Mariners stopped Baltimore 13-3 yesterday. Mac Williamson also hit a 2-run home run as the Mariners took 3 of 4 from the O's in the 4-game weekend series. Yusei Kikuchi lasted 6 innings to earn his first victory since May 19th, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits with 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. Seattle has a travel day today to begin interleague play tomorrow in Milwaukee at game time at 5:10. Also in the American League West on Sunday, Houston snapped a 7-game losing streak with a grand slam home run by Tyler White, one of 4 Astro home runs to beat the Yankees 9-4. Delino DeShields went 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs to lead Texas past the White Sox 7-4. Adrian Sampson also stellar on the mound for the Rangers, allowing 1 run on 7 hits in 7 innings with 4 strikeouts to improve his record to 6-4. Travis d'Arnaud was 2 for 5 with a 2-run home run and 3 ribbies to lead Tampa Bay past Oakland 8-2. Rays scored 5 runs in the 4th to open up a lead it would never surrender. After a wild 9th inning where the Angels scored 4 runs in the top of the inning, only to allow 4 runs in the bottom of the inning, Los Angeles held on to beat St. Louis 6-4. David Fletcher led the way, going 2 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
NCW Life channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel is your local TV station.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCW Life, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.